Hey guys, welcome back. As it's here for Dust Plus again, and in this part we're going to go ahead and carry on with the back. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and create this sort of side piece. If I just show you on the reference, this thing. Okay, and most likely we're going to go ahead and make this out of two parts, just to make our life a little bit easier. So we're going to go ahead and use a pipe and just drag it out like so, roughly, give it some height. And the thickness should be fine, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and drag it there rough, turn on X-ray, and we're going to go ahead and get rid of half of the faces. Okay, and now we just got to go ahead and move these into the right place. So just go to vertex, select them two, and then just go ahead and start moving these around. Okay. And I didn't delete that face, oops. Alright, so go back to vertex, straighten this out somewhat, move it back a bit. Okay, and I'm just going to again snap these, that one there, and that one there. Let's go ahead and move on to the bottom. And I might want to scale this way just a bit so it keeps its volume. Because when we move it, as you can tell, it sort of thins out a little bit. So you can just scale it this way and that will make it keep its shape a little bit easier. I'm going to move this one there, and now I'm going to move this bottom manually, bottom up, and then move this in a bit. And again, I'm going to select that top one, snap it up, and select that one, snap that up. Okay, cool. So that's done. Let's just go ahead and move this into the right place, turn off X-ray, and drag this somewhere around here. Okay, and now we just got to do the the inner piece for this. So we can actually probably just duplicate this, and then you can go ahead and push this in. Oops, like so. Okay, and on the inside there's this little extrusion, so it's fine. And then now we just got to go ahead and fill this up. So let's go ahead and isolate this piece, and we just got to go ahead and basically cap this. So if I just unisolate again and turn on X-ray, you don't need, if you count the faces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it should be fairly easy to just extrude them outwards. So let's go ahead and do that. Turn off X-ray. I'm going to go ahead and delete all these faces. Okay. And I'm going to start with probably select this whole loop and then deselect them and deselect these on the bottom. And actually I think we're going to deselect these as well. Okay, and then hit extrude. Ooh. And then in the world mode, I'm going to go ahead and drag these out like so. We're also going to straighten these up with the scale. Okay, cool. Let's just go back and snap it to there. And now we're just going to merge these verts. So let's go ahead and use our merge vertex tool. There we go. One there and one there. And then same on this bottom. You're going to do that there, that one there, and I'm just going to get rid of the outline. and then just gonna snap these there and snap that one there. Okay, and now we just got to fill up this hole, or actually you can you don't even have to because it's not going to be seen anyway. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and add in all the loops for this, so this will keep its shape, and same with the other piece. And I think that is it for this one. We're gonna have to add some detail to this, but we'll do that as a separate piece. So let's go ahead and do the loops. So we'll add one there, add one here, add one around here. Okay, one around there. And I think pretty much that is it. Actually, we're going to need this to be hard, like so. And I think that's done the bottom for us as well, somewhat. Okay, so let's do this. Cool. So we might want to cut this up a little bit, just halfway. And it should be fine. Okay, so everything smooths okay. This is a bit soft, so let's just go ahead and add a loop halfway. I should do the trick to get rid of them along the faces. And this is still a bit soft, which is a bit odd. So let's go ahead and add a loop going across here as well. And that might fix the problem a little bit. Well, that should be fine. Okay, cool. And it doesn't really matter because that's not going to be seen actually. So it was kind of pointless. Let's go ahead and do this one. So isolate that. Insert edge loop. Gonna add one there. One across here. One across here. And this one I want to be fairly tight, so gonna do them quite close. Okay. Alright, so you're just gonna do it on both sides instead of cutting it in half and then duplicating it over and then merging it together. In this case. Okay, so the top is done. Let's go ahead and do the bottom. Okay, that should be it. Let's go ahead and smooth this, see how it's looking. Okay, so this looks soft because we haven't done the inner ones. So let's go ahead and do them. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Cool. Let's go ahead and isolate and see the two pieces together. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Cool. So I'm just checking if there are any issues around here, but there isn't, so that's all good. This needs a loop around here. And these are really super far away, so I'm just gonna delete them and add in new ones instead of sliding them around. Okay, so that's a bit better. And we'll probably go ahead and just unsmooth this and grab all of these and move them up. Okay, and same on the top half. So I'm just gonna isolate this, grab all of them, unisolate, move them down like so. Okay, cool. So that looks good. Let's go ahead and add in this little sort of detail here. So it should be fairly easy for us to do. Let's just go into our side view. Turn on X-ray, modify and make this live. Let's just go ahead and start off with the cube. So I'm just gonna add one around there, give it some height. And let's go ahead and start playing with this. Then modify, make that live. And if I go ahead and select, oops, where did it go? There it is. Turn off X-ray. And I didn't make it really high enough, but that's fine. You can just do that now. Just scale it roughly there, push it back in. And let's go ahead and start with that face, the top one. We can actually go ahead and cut this in half, I think, because it's symmetrical somewhat. So we'll probably go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and extrude, push that up. And then I'm just gonna move that word in a bit. Okay, that word looks fine. And I'm gonna go ahead and add a loop here so I can cut this in half. Delete them faces and then we'll just duplicate it over. So now I'm gonna go ahead and select that face, go back into a side view, extrude, and extrude this out, push it up. Okay, and basically that is it. That is our shape. We will go ahead and add a little bit of a detail to this. I'm actually going to go ahead and select these verts and push them in more so it sits inside the mesh. Okay, which is probably rougher around there. Okay, cool. So what we're going to do is let's just go to face, select them, extrude that, and then give it an offset. Ooh. Let's go ahead and slow down my slider. Try that now. Okay, that's a bit better. And these are freaking out a little bit, but we can go ahead and fix that, so that's fine. Okay, so once we have that, I'm just going to go ahead and sort this out so it doesn't look as actually probably the easier way is to do this manually. So let's just go ahead and use insert edge loop tool and add one there, add one there, add one there, and add one here. Okay, so this will probably be easier for us to do. And then just grab that vert, move that down a bit, and that one. Okay, let's try to line this up. That one, and that one. Okay, and we need to line that one up with this. Okay, and probably that one as well, and that one. Right, okay, so now we can, let me just push this up a bit more, and now we can just select select them faces like so, and I don't think, okay, and let's go ahead and just extrude this and pull it out, something like that. Okay, so this was like a manual sort of inset. That's all made our life a little bit easier. Okay, and now let's go ahead and duplicate this over and then add in all the loops. So I'm just going to scale this y-1, move this down, and it's not y. So duplicate this, it should be the y. Oh, it's x. x minus 1. Like so, move this back up, go into our side view, turn that on so you can see what we're doing. Okay, select the two, mesh combine, then select the vertices, merge vertices, get rid of that loop in the middle, or we can actually leave that in. And now we're just gonna go ahead and add in all the loops that we need for this to keep its shape. So let's isolate. So my voice is going. So let's just use our insert edge loop tool and start here. I want this to be fairly tight as well, so I'm gonna add these quite close. Okay, so usual biz, nothing special. And this is your singing time. Okay, every time you add an edge loops, you need to go ahead and sing, and that will make your life better, I guess. Right, so that these loops look a bit super far away, so let's just go ahead and select these two. And I can't find my pivot, and it's all the way up there, so I'm just gonna go ahead and delete them and then add in new ones. It's probably easier. Okay, and that looks super far away as well, so let's go ahead and double click and delete and then insert another loop. And I don't know, all this series I haven't been crazy about making my loops perfect for time, and then now I start being picky about it, which is a bit crazy. Anyway, so let's move up and start adding in these ones. Okay, and make sure that this extrusion has its loop as well. Okay, and this kind of needs its loop because this is going to be hard. So let's go ahead and add them in. Okay, so we're pretty much getting there. I think we just got to do these top half now. So just going to check that corner, that looks fine. This is going to need its loop. Ooh, don't know why that's not going around. It's a bit weird. Okay, that's really strange. So let's go ahead and cut that in manually, I guess. But let me just check why that's not going around. Okay. So let's go ahead and delete these two loops. It might not have merged together properly or something. I'm not really sure. So let's go ahead and just run a cleanup on this. Go to mesh, cleanup, and then make sure that you have these settings and hit apply. Okay, and apparently there's a lot of them. There's 2 of them. So this is really strange. Let's just go to vertex and move these around and see if that's our issue. And that should be fine, so I'm not really super sure. Right, so there is a vert here that is not meant to be there. So let's delete that, and it won't let me. It won't let me delete that as well either, because apparently it's a border edge. So what we can do is we can just use the merge vertex tool instead and try to snap these up. Okay, and that will get rid of them. And let's see if we had any other issues like this. So let's just go back and then go to mesh, clean up, and hit that and see what else is the problem here. Okay, so apparently these are no good. Let me just isolate them. Right, so apparently there's a lot of them, and that is really strange. I don't know why. but let's go ahead and try to resolve that in a minute. Let's go ahead and try to add these loops again and see what's going on and why it's freaking out a little bit. So this is still not wanting to go through here. And what we can try is, because this edge was the one where we merged it together, let's go ahead and get rid of that. And it seems like it didn't merge properly, and that is our main issue. So let's go ahead and make sure we delete the history on this in case that is causing us any issues. It shouldn't do. And let's try to select that loop. Still want select. So let's go ahead and go to vertex, select all of them, merge vertices again. Okay, and let's try that now. And then if not, we're just going to have to re-merge this whole piece. Okay. So this is, right, this is now freaking out where we added in the loops. So let's go ahead and undo that. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add in another loop here if it goes around. Okay. And then go into our side view and go ahead and get rid of these faces. And then let's try again and merge these up. So let's grab these verts, move these up, and try to move these up like super close. So I'm actually going to snap them if I can. Okay, and then let's go ahead and try to merge these now. So select all of them, merge vertices, and the threshold is super high. So let's go ahead and turn that down to like 0.001. Hit apply. Okay, so that should have done it for us, and for some reason it still won't go around. So I'm going to go ahead and investigate this. I'm just going to pause for a sec and I'll be back in a sec. Right, okay, so I'm back and I just found this face inside where this loop is. Okay, and that might cause us quite a lot of issues. So let's go ahead and grab this and delete that twice. Okay, and that might have resolved our problem. Okay, so there we go. Now we can go ahead and double click that edge and then delete it. Okay, and that should be all resolved. So let's go ahead and try to add in these loops again. Okay, and as you can tell, that goes all the way around now. And yeah, so stuff like this happens when things freak out, or for some reason you made a mistake and you go ahead and investigate what's going on, but it's fine. Okay, so sorry about that. Okay, so I think I'm pretty much nearly there. Okay, let's go ahead and see if we got any here. And like you said, you could have done it on just one side and then duplicate it over and then merge the words together if you wanted to. That might have taken a little bit less time. But again, it depends on your personal preference. So right, so I think that should be good, all good to go. Okay, so apart from these super long faces, we'll go ahead and cut these up. Let's go ahead and smooth this, and there is some freakiness going on here. So I'm just going to turn that off for now, just to see if this moves properly. And there is this craziness going on. Okay, so let's go ahead and add loop here. And there's a lot of freakiness going on here. Okay, and for some reason here again, our loop didn't go over. So I might have a look inside, see if there is a face inside here as well, or something. Okay, so that's our sort of extrusion. So there shouldn't be any issues here. Let's just go ahead and cut this across manually. And there are a lot of issues here, okay? And we're running out of time. So I think what we're gonna do is I'll probably let you guys clean these up. I mean, you guys know how to add in these loops and where the cleanup needs to be done. So as you can tell, so for example, places like this, for some reason the edge here didn't delete, or it didn't go around here. So you can just go ahead and manually cut these in and figure out why it's not going on. But I don't want to spend an hour on this figuring out where all these loops are. So I think you guys can do this in your own time, okay? So I'll see you guys in the next part where we're going to go ahead and move on to the next piece, okay? So I'll see you guys there.